Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is February 8th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery with the Doppler radars overlaid. You can see probably just wrapping up the snowfall as we go through the late morning hours for some essential and Southern California higher terrain. Some residual showers moving down the coastline, and nothing like what we've been getting over the last few days. However, you can see the frontal system now pushing across western Arizona. It'll be approaching Phoenix over the next couple hours, spinning the atmosphere right across southern Nevada, continuing some snow for the higher terrain of southwest Utah, Nevada, and we got winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories across the higher terrain of Arizona. And taking a look at what happened here yesterday, you can see the frontal system with the colder air, the northwest, pushing down the coastline here. And you can see the frontal system's progression all the way through Southern California. Had some water spout warnings going on, some severe thunderstorm warnings, some gusty winds out there, and another batch of heavy rainfall at times for some of the state as this front moved down. But you can clearly see the ushering in of this colder air mass behind that frontal system as we went on in through, actually, as we're going on in through the day today. And this will be as we go on in through tonight into tomorrow morning, continuing this cooler air mass. But we are going to warm up here over the next few days. We have some nice weather incoming here before the potential return to some stormier weather. We're going to go over those details as we go through the end of the video. Pretty strong signal in the weather models. However, this is for today. High temperatures. You can see some of the desert areas down there, maybe into the 60s, but relatively chilly overall. However, if we go through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you see that gradual warm up occurring, maybe back towards the 70-degree mark here for some of Southern California. Some of the valley areas getting nice and warm with the Bay Area as well. But then the storms are going to be looming off the Pacific Ocean here. They should be out of the southwest, so they're going to be generally warmer systems than the ones that drop down out of the northwest. More on that here in a moment. Taking a look at the special weather statement issued yesterday just south of San Luis Obispo. Grover Beach is what we're going to be looking at here. And you can see they had it up here. This went to about 4:45 p.m. yesterday. So why am I showing you this? Because it looks like there was a tornado here on Rockaway Avenue. Again, Grover Beach. You can see San Luis Obispo right there. Now let's take a look at the Doppler radar at this time. Here's Grover Beach here, San Luis Obispo. Check out the frontal system as it moved down across the area. And you can clearly see the tornado was associated somewhere in that frontal system here. So if we click on that and we go to high res velocity and we put that in motion, we're going to play this out also, and we're going to slow down the loop here, and we're going to back this up, and you can clearly see the wind shift here. You can see the winds approaching the Doppler here in the green and moving away in the red. You can see the Doppler radar's location here, and right as it moved over Grover Beach, or a nice little spin up right there. There was some images on social media there yesterday as well with the funnel cloud, and it looks like there was some damage. I know the National Weather Service is headed out there this morning to do a survey to see if it indeed was a tornado. So yeah, fun stuff out there across Grover Beach, unless you absolutely hate tornadoes. Now, taking a look here, we got some coastal flood advisories for Northern California. We've got some higher tides out here. You had some minor coastal flooding. Same thing for the Bay Area over the next few days. You see mainly between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, this kind of wrapping up the snowfall for the higher terrain. Maybe another inch or two for some of the higher terrain. You see Tehachapi as we go through this morning. Some wind advisory still out there as well. It does include the higher terrain. It does not include Tehachapi exactly right there. But if you're out and about across the higher terrain, could be some gusty winds. Does include Mojave there. Now, looking at the North American model, this one is hot off the press. I just want to kind of show you the winds that are ongoing through the day today across the peninsula ranges here out of the west. And we're going to bring a little bit of an inside slider down here as we go through the day Friday. You can kind of see the winds kick up again out of the north across Nevada, Sierra Nevada here. A little bit of an offshore component, northeast gusty winds coming down the state here. It shouldn't be anything too crazy, but just kind of pointing it out there for you. Looking at the winter weather advisor, this is Las Vegas National Weather Service, and you can see there is some winter storm warnings that go on in through 4 p.m. today. Some impressive amounts above 4,000 and 7,000 feet. This is the forecast rainfall for portions of Arizona. You can see Phoenix maybe up towards a half an inch here. Some minor impacts probably out there, and they've called little to none. But anytime you get ponding of water on roadways, you probably have some minor impacts. And this is some of the snowfall amounts here across Northern California. Look at Flagstaff still pegged to get foot and a half there. Williams 8 to 12 inches, and this snow is already ongoing across a lot of these areas. Looking at the frontal system yesterday, you can see it was a fairly quick moving frontal system. So it was generally less than an inch that it brought, but it brought it in a pretty quick amount of time. So there probably was some water on the roadways and whatnot. And, you know, things are pretty saturated out there. So we have to be careful of any rainfall that moves over the region. And as we go down the Bay Area, pretty similar there. Some areas got even up over an inch, as you can see. Moving down the coastline, you can see a lot of this. You know, there was some pretty moderate rain going on for a while here. It looks like some totals got up towards an inch at times. But, you know, that frontal system was progressive and it did get out of here. Now, this is looking at the North American model. You can clearly see the frontal system moving across Arizona and the snow for the higher terrain of Arizona as well, and some of Nevada. And now as that pushes off, just some residual showers here, maybe for Southern California back up into the higher terrain outside of San Diego. And then we bring that inside slider, and this could bring a few snow showers and maybe a couple inches of snow to some of the Sierra Nevada here, and this will push off across northern Arizona as well. So you can kind of see you're getting some snowfall again in another round here as we go through the morning of Saturday. So one more time, you'll see that inside slider drop down. Starts actually maybe Friday night here for some of Nevada, Utah, and again for northern Arizona before that kicks out. And then we're going to get some drier weather here for a few days at least across much of the Southwest. More on that here in a moment. Day one thunderstorm outlook does include some of Utah, Arizona, and portions of Nevada as well. Now let's take a look at the fantasy forecast coming up here. There is some confidence to it, but I want to show you the GFS that's hot off the presses here. The 12 Zulu run versus the 06 run. That was last night. You can see the state of California is right there. There's the Hawaiian Islands. And you can kind of see this ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean. There goes our inside slider on the day Saturday, pushes through. Then we finally get that break. We build a ridge here over some of California. A little bit light precipitation tries to roll back into Northern California. So, I mean, that's not even too much. This has kind of been trending upwards a little bit here recently as far as bringing precipitation back into areas north of the Bay Area. And then as we go through Wednesday, you can see a stronger frontal system start to approach. And that could even bring some moderate rain to the Bay Area, maybe down the central coast, some snow for the northern Sierra Nevada there. But then it looks like things really start to get cranky. As you can see, both GFSs have been showing, I mean, the GFS has been showing this the last few days, actually. And you can see a stronger frontal system arrive here. And this morning kind of looks more like an atmospheric river. You can almost see that Pineapple Express look to it as it plows into portions of California, maybe including Southern California. But, you know, we got to use some caution here. We're still looking at a week plus out, but the signal is definitely there. I mean, one of these storms could be pretty darn right sinister, and you can kind of see that flow just continue off and through the extended forecast. And you can kind of see the off and on nature of some of these storms here over the next few weeks. So it's something to watch there, and I'll show you more on that here in a moment. But you can see the 6 to 10 day, they're already starting to bring California back into the above average here as we go through February 17th. So they are preparing for the potential of these storms rolling in. And the 8 to 14 day keeps moving a little bit further north into Oregon also, and you can see that above average signal across much of the state of California. This is a risk of heavy precipitation. This has been increasing as well, and you can see February 17th through the 21st, kind of the timeline here for some of that storm activity start to roll back into the southwest USA, and the experimental product calling for you know, a slight risk of some heavy snow, even some moderate in there as well for a lot of the Sierra Nevada, the Cascades, Northern California. Yeah, interesting stuff there. And maybe another shot of snow for southern Arizona. And why not? Let's throw a risk of high winds in there as well, February 16th to the 21st. But we'll be watching this day by day. Now, taking a look here, this is the European on the left. This is the 06Z run versus yesterday afternoons. And what I want to show you is a system, kind of the last of it moving through the inside slider there. Then we get the little bit of ridging here across California as we go through, you know, Sunday on into some Monday here. But you can see the snake. It's arriving again. Look at that jet extension start to get ramped up. Let's back up all the way to the start of that. And you can see again the ridging. And then you can see that jet stream just get pointed across the Pacific Ocean, just ripping across north of Hawaii. Powerful jet stream towards the state of California. Really good model agreement, run to run in the ensemble runs here. So we have increasing confidence that this storm track is going to get pointed somewhere back towards California as we go on in towards what, February 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th right now we're looking at. And this is the GFS. This is the ensemble mean. This one is hot off the presses. So here we go with our insides. Well, let me bounce that back up a little bit. There's the inside slider right there that drops down. Then we get the ridging here across the state of California. But as you can see, really good model agreement. Just mimics the European perfectly with just bringing this very potent jet extension all the way across north of Hawaii and back into the west coast of North America. I mean, look at that. This is an ensemble mean, an average of all 30 ensemble members here with a very potent looking jet stream just to the north and the east of the Hawaiian Islands. This would definitely bring some active weather back into the state of California. And I'm just kind of amazed at really the consistency in some of these model runs showing this coming up. And also, I don't want to forget about, there's still some avalanche danger out there. So heads up if you're going out and about. The avalanche.org, it just may save your life there if you like to go off in the backcountry there after big snowfalls. And you can see there still are some avalanche warnings across Utah and Colorado as well. You can see we're now making a comeback here in that snow water equivalent. We're up towards what? We're talking about what, maybe 30% there or so? Yeah, not bad. I mean, and hopefully these next storm systems here can get us above average, maybe even as we go on into the later portion of February. And who knows, we may remain active all the way through March. So hopefully we can build back on the snowpack. But you can see that red line really launched up there with this last storm. So good to see that. But anyway, yeah, so we'll continue to watch that extended forecast. It's definitely got my curiosity piqued, and a lot of meteorologists are talking about it, and we'll just have to see how it goes here over the next few days. It could still be taken away. Maybe that jet stream will hang back a little bit further to the west, and we'll end up getting more ridging here across the state of California, or it could be correct, and we start to get additional rounds of storms into the state, which of course will break down day by day in the daily briefings here. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. I'd like to give a thanks to all my members who have recently subscribed. You can click that join button down below if you want to monetarily support the page. Otherwise, what else? I guess we will do this again tomorrow. Oh, one more thing I wanted to add. So I'm going to do a roundup on that most recent storm incoming. We're going to check some wind speeds and compare some storm activity and look at the precipitation amounts the entire state got and all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, yeah, we will do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.